Arsenal winger under pressure to deliver amid fierce competition. Martinelli searching for improvement as Arsenal push for progress. Arsenal's return to Premier League action this weekend against Nottingham Forest comes with a spotlight firmly on Gabriel Martinelli. The Brazilian winger has been one of Mikel Arteta's most trusted players over recent seasons, yet his recent form has raised questions about his place in the side. After a subdued performance in the defeat at Anfield before the international break, Martinelli's role has become a subject of debate among supporters and pundits alike. Why Martinelli needs improvement? Martinelli's work ethic and determination have never been doubted, but the spark that once made him a decisive figure in Arsenal's attack appears to have faded. His statistics from last season underline the point. Across 51 appearances in all competitions, he registered 10 goals and 6 assists, a respectable output, but perhaps not at the level expected of a winger in a side aiming to win both the Premier League and Champions League. One moment at Anfield highlighted the concerns. Martinelli burst forward on a counter-attack, with Victor Gyökeres making a run in behind Liverpool's defense. Rather than releasing the ball to the striker, Martinelli held on to it, eventually losing possession for a goal kick. That decision was replayed heavily after the game, with supporters pointing to a lack of confidence and overthinking in crucial moments. Some close to the player believe Martinelli is struggling with the external noise. He is known to be aware of the criticism on social media, and that pressure can weigh heavily on a player who thrives on instinct and direct play. How Arsenal's evolving style impacts Martinelli. When Martinelli produced his most productive campaign in 2022-23, scoring 15 goals with 6 assists, Arsenal's approach was more fluid and expansive. The Brazilian could exploit open spaces, stretch defenses, and create with direct runs from the left. Since then, Arteta has adapted Arsenal's style. The focus has shifted to more control, structured possession, and patience in build-up play. This approach has delivered consistency in league finishes, but it does not necessarily suit Martinelli's explosive attributes. Last season was disrupted by injuries, both for Martinelli himself and for other attacking players. Arsenal often faced opponents who defended deep, forcing the Gunners into wide deliveries and repeated crosses. That reduced the winger's ability to play to his strengths, leaving him frustrated. This season, Arteta has introduced another shift, making the team more direct and transitional to maximize Gyökeres' pace and movement. That adjustment could be a turning point for Martinelli. His speed is among the best in the league, and if Arsenal consistently look to play balls in behind, he could find himself in more promising situations to score or assist. Increased competition for places. Arsenal's summer signings have intensified competition in attack. MARTINELLI'S adds creativity and versatility, while Noni Madueke provides another wide option alongside Leandro Trossard. MARTINELLI'S has already featured on the left. Madueke has played both flanks, and Martinelli himself admits the fight for places mirrors his battle with Vinicius Jr. for Brazil. What it means for Martinelli. Despite internal talks of a sale, Arsenal remain committed to Martinelli, whose deal runs until 2026 with an option to 2028. Arteta continues to trust him in big games, but the raised standards mean he must rediscover the cutting edge that made him a star in 2022-23. With his pace and energy suited to a more direct style, Martinelli still has the chance to play a decisive role in Arsenal's pursuit of trophies. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ibrahima Konate turns down third Liverpool contract offer. Ibrahima Konate will be out of contract at the end of the season, leaving Liverpool with some crucial decisions to make over the future of the France international. The French centre-back has developed into a reliable figure in the Reds' defence since his arrival, but there is now a genuine risk that he could follow in the footsteps of another key player who departed for Real Madrid. Los Blancos recently signed Trent Alexander-Arnold after his contract at Anfield expired, paying only a modest fee to bring him in early so he could feature in their Club World Cup campaign. That move left Liverpool short-handed and forced the club to reassess their long-term squad planning. Now, they face the possibility of a repeat scenario with Konate, who has entered the final year of his deal. Real Madrid have been strongly linked with the 26-year-old, and reports in Spain suggest that negotiations over a transfer are already at an advanced stage. Madrid are believed to see him as a natural partner for Eder Militao in the heart of their defense, while also providing depth and competition alongside Antonio Rudiger. Konate himself has fueled speculation with his comments about France teammate Kylian Mbappé. He revealed in a lighthearted interview with Telefoot that Mbappé calls him every 2 hours to talk about a potential move to Madrid, a remark that, while joking, underlined how persistent the interest from Spain has become. Liverpool, however, are not ready to give up without a fight. The club are expected to mount a strong push to keep him, just as they did when negotiating new contracts for Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah in previous seasons. Konate is seen as a central figure in their defensive rebuild under Arne Slot, and losing him would represent both a sporting and symbolic blow. Despite their efforts, the Reds are struggling to make progress. According to Marca, Konate has now turned down a third contract offer, leaving Liverpool in an increasingly vulnerable position. While his deal officially runs until the summer of 2026, sources close to the club suggest that the board are becoming resigned to the idea of losing him, either on a cut-price transfer next summer or, more worryingly, on a free when his contract expires. Much like the case of Alexander-Arnold's departure, there is a growing belief at Anfield that Konate could become the next high-profile player to swap Merseyside for Madrid without the club receiving anything close to his market value. Since joining Liverpool from RB Leipzig in the summer of 2021, Konate has made 136 appearances across all competitions, scoring 5 goals and building a reputation as one of Europe's most powerful defenders. His combination of pace, strength, and composure has made him a fan favorite, but his future now hangs in the balance as Madrid continue to circle. For Liverpool, the next few months could prove decisive. Either they convince Konate to commit his long-term future to the club, or they risk losing another cornerstone of their team to Real Madrid's ever-growing project. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Liverpool will miss Harvey Elliott, but his Anfield story may not be finished yet. Once Liverpool knew that Alexander Isak was Anfield-bound on deadline day, they sanctioned the departure of Harvey Elliott to Aston Villa. It was a decision that made sense. Elliott was desperate to play more regularly after finding his opportunities limited under Arne Slot. He won Player of the Tournament at this summer's European Under-21 Championship with England and wanted to kick on rather than face another season stuck on the fringes of the squad. Playing for the club he grew up supporting meant everything to the attacking midfielder, but with a World Cup on the horizon, it was time to be led by his head rather than his heart and embrace a new challenge. From Liverpool's perspective, having invested so heavily in reshaping their attack this summer, they were prepared to give Elliott what he wanted as long as the deal on the table was sufficiently attractive. The inclusion of sell-on and buyback clauses had an impact on the size of the fee the Premier League champions could demand. To help Villa adhere to profit and sustainability rules, PSR, it was agreed that Elliott would join on an initial season-long loan with an obligation to buy for £35 million, $47.3 million, next summer as long as he makes at least 10 appearances in 2025-26. Liverpool stand to make a hefty profit given that a tribunal ruled that they only had to pay Fulham £1.5 million, potentially rising to £4.3 million, after signing Elliott at age 16 in 2019. Not all those performance-related add-ons have been triggered. He is yet to receive a senior England cap, for example. However, the feeling persists that Villa have got themselves a bargain, especially when you look at comparable deals that have been done this summer. Tyler Dibbling went from Southampton to Everton for £40 million, Mateus Fernandes from Southampton to West Ham for £38 million, Jacob Ramsey from Villa to Newcastle United for £40 million, and Omari Hutchinson from Ipswich Town to Nottingham Forest for £37.5 million. None of those names has come close to matching Elliott's achievements in his career. At 22 years old, he has already made 149 appearances for Liverpool, a figure that is even more impressive when you consider he spent a season on loan at Blackburn Rovers and was sidelined for 5 months with the fractured and dislocated ankle he suffered at Elland Road in September 2021. He has been a highly valued member of a squad that won 7 trophies, including 2 Premier League titles. Maybe it's his 5 feet 7 inches frame in an era focused on pace and power, but Elliott's technical ability makes him underrated. Some players are overrated, but Harvey Elliott is the opposite. At Aston Villa, he will finally get the regular starts he craves and is expected to shine, leaving clubs like Leipzig, who wouldn't go above €20 million, regretting their hesitation. Liverpool included a buyback clause, ensuring they can bring him back if he fulfills his potential. Elliott will be missed at Anfield. Under Arne Slot, he was mainly an impact substitute, with 22 of his 28 appearances in 2024-25 coming off the bench. He made key contributions, including a Champions League winner at PSG seconds after coming on, and crucial involvements against Brentford and Lille. His season was disrupted by a broken foot in September, and he couldn't displace Szoboszlai or Jones, while Sulla's consistency limited wide-right opportunities. With Florian Wirtz signed, minutes became scarcer, and his only league appearance this season was a cameo at Newcastle. Elliott's journey from Fulham prodigy at 16 to Liverpool regular has shown resilience and humility, earning admiration from teammates and Sulla alike. Though his exit came late in the window, he will be warmly welcomed back at Anfield in November. With Liverpool's buyback clause, this may only be a pause in his story, not the end. Subscribe for more Liverpool updates. Fabrizio Romano reveals Liverpool's priority amid Marc Guéhi reports. Liverpool's priority is to sign Crystal Palace defender Marc Guéhi on a free transfer in 2026, and they have no intention to move in January, Fabrizio Romano has now confirmed, writing in his exclusive GIMSport newsletter. Guéhi's future has been up in the air all throughout the summer transfer window, with his contract expiring in 2026. Crystal Palace appeared keen to cash in on the England international so they could avoid him leaving on a free transfer, but a deadline day move collapsed. GIMSport senior correspondent Fabrizio Romano confirmed that a deal had been agreed between Liverpool and Crystal Palace for Guéhi, before the Eagles pulled out due to being unable to find a replacement. As a result, Guéhi's future remains uncertain, but he so far showed no intention of signing a new deal. As a result, Palace will be forced to cash in the January transfer window, or he's going to be leaving the club for nothing next summer. Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool's priority amid Guéhi reports. Writing in his exclusive GIMSport newsletter, Romano has confirmed that Liverpool's priority is to sign Guéhi on a free transfer next summer, rather than make a move for him in the January transfer window. The respected journalist adds that they currently have no intention to move in the winter market unless something changes over the next few months. Their priority is Guéhi as free agent in summer 2026. No intention to move in January unless something changes in the next 3 months. An injury to either Virgil van Dijk or Ibrahima Konate could easily force Liverpool's hand in the coming months. Jarell Quansah was sold in the summer transfer window, leaving them with a lack of cover in the center-back position. Giovanni Leone was brought to the club as a replacement, but he's yet to feature for the Merseyside outfit since his arrival. It will be interesting to see whether Crystal Palace even attempt to offer Guéhi a new deal, considering he's shown no willingness to extend his stay at Selhurst Park so far. The English centre-back might even be disappointed with the club after they pulled the plug on a last-minute move to Liverpool, with Guéhi even completing a medical with Arne Slot's side on deadline day. With the deal collapsing at the final hurdle, his future now looks uncertain, and Palace may face a battle to convince him to stay beyond this season. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Man United transfer news. Fabrizio Romano drops massive Carlos Baleba update. Manchester United will, for sure, retain their interest in Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Cameroon international was targeted by the Red Devils this summer, as Ruben Amorim realized that he needed more legs in midfield for his system to stand any chance of working as intended. The aging Casemiro, who is expected to leave Man United next year, and the underwhelming Manuel Ugarte have done little to suggest that they can give the team the stability required to allow Bruno Fernandes to work his magic further forward. It was therefore no surprise that Baleba emerged as a key target, as he has all the attributes Amorim needs in his side. However, Brighton refused to play ball and made it clear that the 21-year-old was not for sale. Man United were forced to end their pursuit and ultimately did not manage to bolster their midfield options, with a late approach for Conor Gallagher being rebuffed by Atletico Madrid. Manchester United will try again for Carlos Baleba in 2026, with the midfielder continuing to attract serious interest from Old Trafford. The failure to secure a midfield signing this summer has left Erik ten Hag's squad looking light in that department, and the club are already planning ahead to strengthen in either the January window or next summer. Baleba, who has been on United's radar for over a year, is viewed as a player with the right blend of physicality, energy, and technical ability to thrive in the Premier League. The Cameroonian's rise at Brighton has not gone unnoticed, and his performances have convinced many inside United that he could be the long-term solution to their midfield concerns. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has reiterated that Baleba will, for sure, remain a key name on United's shortlist for the upcoming transfer windows. While no formal negotiations are currently underway, United's recruitment team are said to be monitoring his situation closely and preparing the groundwork for a future move. With several senior midfielders potentially facing uncertain futures at the club and the need to inject more dynamism into the team, Baleba is expected to remain one of United's top priorities. Should an opportunity arise in 2026, the Red Devils are ready to make a renewed push to finally bring him to Old Trafford. He will stay on Man United's list for 2026 for sure. Then we will see if they decide to invest big in him or not, Romano told Gimsport, alluding to the fact that Baleba won't come cheap. Brighton expect the youngster to reach another level this season, which would put them in a strong position to demand a fee in excess of €100 million for him next year. Baleba is still under contract until 2028, so the Seagulls are under no pressure to offer a cut-price deal. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next. Don't forget to like and subscribe.